Hello, everyone. How are you? This is Dr. Cosette. I am on two systems here, so you guys may catch me looking to my left just a little bit as I hop over here on Instagram. But hopefully, you guys can hear me. And I'm going to wait a few minutes for some folks to hop on in because I typically don't go live, but I am tonight. And hopefully, you all are going to join me. So let me get this over here correct because, I got to get it right. Let me do this right. Okay. All right. How you guys doing over here? Um, Let me get this right. Uh, I got a new phone, and y'all know what happens when you get a new phone. But anyway, so hopefully you guys can hear me clear. If you can hear me, just put a 1 in the chat. I'd love to hear what you guys, and I love to hear if you guys can hear me. So tonight I am going to be talking about notices that you all may encounter or notices that you may find in your inbox tonight, or not in your inbox tonight, but in your mailbox from the Internal Revenue Service. And what exactly do those notices mean? Listen, yes, tax season is not officially over. We still have about 7 weeks to go before tax season is what we call officially over for those of us that are in this industry. So for those of you who don't have your things into your tax preparer, listen, you guys, you got 7 whole weeks. July 15th is actually the due date for you guys to get your things into to your tax preparer so that they can get them done. So let me go ahead and officially introduce myself. My name is Dr. Cosette M. White. I am the CEO and owner of My Financial Home. We are a boutique firm. We specialize in accounting, tax management, tax planning, and of course, tax preparation. And of course, we help our small businesses. We help our small business owners grow. We help our small businesses improve their bottom line, look at their margins, look at their revenues. How can they increase their revenues? How can they increase that bottom line, that profit, what is mostly important? Yes, the revenues are important, but it's all about what that bottom line dictates, what that bottom line says at the end of the day. So today, for those of you who are just tuning in, I am going to be telling you guys and talking to you about those 3 important notices that some of you may get in the mail from the Internal Revenue Service. The first notice that you may find yourself getting in the mail is a refund hold or an offset notice. So some of you may be wondering, like, what is a refund hold or what is a refund notice? At some point in time, someone who's listening to me, I'm sure you've had your IRS check held. And that could mean something as simple as maybe you have student loans, maybe you have back taxes that you owe the Internal Revenue Service, or maybe there was some type of hiccup. And what is it that I mean hiccup? Let me be very clear. Maybe you added a dependent on that tax return, and someone else may have added that same dependent on their tax return as well. Maybe it's your child, and you're going through a divorce or you're going through a separation, and he or she used that child on the tax return. Therefore, your return will be held. It doesn't necessarily mean that the Internal Revenue Service is not going to ever release that check, but trust me, it may take some time, because what's going to happen is the Internal Revenue Service wants you to provide proof that that child, that dependent that you put on that income tax return is in fact yours. So what are they going to do? They're going to hold the income tax return until you provide the sufficient proof that you are supposed to be carrying that child on your return. Now, what happens if you're in a battle between your ex-husband, you guys are going through a divorce, or you've been divorced, and he or she was not supposed to take the child? Again, you will have to provide proof that you care for that dependent, and or that you provide more than 50% of the annual household expenses, that you care for that child. You provide more than 50% of their living expenditures. It could be school records. It could be medical records. It could be where you live, your lease, maybe your mortgage. It can be a number of things that they will ask you to provide proof should you find yourself in that situation. The next notice that you may encounter with the Internal Revenue Service is what I call past due or collection notices. So what are past due notices? It basically means you have an outstanding debt with the Internal Revenue Service. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that debt is with the IRS per se, you guys, but it could be with the state agency, it could be student loans, it could be a number of things where someone has placed a notice with the IRS that says, hey, do not release these funds to this taxpayer because we want to come in and we want to grab their money. Okay, so let me stop right there because I want to just reiterate what I'm talking about for those of you who are just joining me. My name is Dr. Cosette White. I am the CEO and owner of My Financial Home. We are located in sunny Southern California. We are in Oxnard, California, currently serving clients what we do best, serving clients in all 50 states. Right now, we're currently in about, I think we're up to almost 30 states, you guys, but 30 states and about 6 countries now. So yes, we help our clients reduce their tax liability. Stop stroking those checks to Uncle Sam. And also we help our business clients with the accounting services, the bookkeeping services. We look at strategies to help our clients increase that profit, you all. Increase that profit, bring in additional revenue, look at your key performance indicators, and just help you stop owing the IRS. All right, so that's what we do. We do that through strategy sessions. We do that through tax planning, so on and so forth. But today, what I am talking about is as we approach the summer months, fastly approaching, we are on the tippy toe of summer. I think summer officially kicks in when? June 21st? Is that when they say it kicks in? Well, we are there and the IRS has already started sending out letters. And I just want to prepare you all, if you get these letters, what do they mean? Why are you actually getting them? And what you can do about them. So I was on past due and collection notices. Past due, like I said, whether you owe the Internal Revenue Service, whether you have back student loans, back child support is another one. Maybe you have a hold on your visa and some things are going on in that arena. These are all the reasons why the IRS can hold your money and why you will be getting a letter. Now listen to me and listen clear, because this is where folks mess up. Folks mess up when they get these letters from the Internal Revenue Service and they fail to act on them. You all, it is so important when you get those IRS letters that you act on them. You don't just put them on your stack of mail and you don't open them for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then it's too late. Okay, hear me clear. Before the IRS decides to take any type of action, they're going to send you a series of letters. And by the time you get to that letter it's certified, it says you need to act by this day. Otherwise, we will take a lien, place a lien on your property or place a lien on your bank account. When it gets to that magnitude, they're serious, you all, and they will take action. The states work a lot sooner and a lot quicker than the Internal Revenue Service. I'm in the state of California and the Franchise Tax Board does not play. If they say respond by the 30th of the month and you have not responded, I guarantee you that next day when you go to the bank, your money will have a hold placed upon it. All right. I've had too many clients call me crying simply because they did not act. So the third thing or the third type of notice that you all can potentially receive is one in which we call underreporter notice. So what exactly is an underreporter notice? Those are notices that I don't know, I haven't seen not one person, seriously, I haven't seen not one person that has not received an underreporter notice. And it is simply that you reported one thing on your income tax return and the IRS has records that show something else. For instance, maybe you got a 1099 and you forgot to include it in your tax return. Well, guess what? The IRS has records that you received this 1099 from ABC organization showing $10,000, but you didn't include that on your tax return. So they're giving you an opportunity to self-correct it by saying, yes, I should have reported that, or no, that is not mine. Now, hear me out, you guys. Identity theft is high. So there is a slim opportunity that someone else could have been working under your social security number, and you got that 1099 and maybe you didn't know what to do with it. I have someone that just reached out to us over the holiday because someone had filed unemployment. Okay, we're in a pandemic. Folks are doing all kind of things to get all kind of money. But someone filed unemployment under this individual's name and social security number. So why do you think that they can't be working using your social security number, so on and so forth? So if you get one of those letters that say that you did not report income, it doesn't necessarily mean that the IRS is right, because they are known to be wrong, okay? They are known to be wrong, but you must address the letter, because if you don't, then they will just move forward and assess penalties and or interest. And it could mean that you owe additional taxes, especially because you've already filed your taxes for that particular year. All right, so let me just kind of recap what I talked about. I didn't want to come on here and stay too long, but I wanted to just inform you all that, hey, it's that time of the year. The summer is approaching. The IRS will begin. No, they're not closed. For those of you who believe that they're not closed, the IRS is still actively working. They opened up about 3 weeks ago, I believe it was, and they are actively working, doing what they do, processing returns, processing collection notices, processing penalty and interest notices, processing what you don't want to end up in your mail. So I talked about the 3 notices: the refund hold or offset notices, meaning that the IRS is holding on to your funds for whatever reason that may look like. Maybe you owe them money. Maybe there's a discrepancy with the dependent that you filed on the return. There's something wrong with the return, and it's your responsibility, if you want to get your refund, to respond as soon as possible. Hey, good thing, off track really quickly. For those of you who have ever had to file an amended tax return, the Internal Revenue is finally, yes, finally going to allow us as taxpayers to electronically file amended tax returns. It's not in effect just yet, but for any of you who have had to go through that, filing amended tax returns, you know it takes a long time, and they're going to be opening up a new feature where we can electronically file those amended returns. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Number 2, the second type of notice is a past due or collection notice. And that is exactly what it says. You owe the Internal Revenue Service money on some back taxes, some current taxes, and they've sent you a past due notice or a collection notice stating, we are going to hold your refund, or because you owe us money, or you just never pay them. They don't have no refund to hold, but they want their money. Please respond to the notices, you all. Do not allow those those envelopes to just stack up in the corner where you don't open your mail or shred them or whatever. The problem will not go away. It will not go away. And the third one is an underreporting notice, where maybe you didn't report a W-2, maybe you didn't report a 1099-R, a dividend, or the statements that we get from accruing interest with our banks. Maybe you didn't report that, and they're coming after you to see if it's accurate. Does it even belong to you? As I said moments ago, identity theft is high. You want to make sure that you look at the documents. You want to compare. Did you work for this place? Did you have interest from this place? Did you pull out of your 401k and forget to report it? Those are pretty hefty. But we could talk about the fines and the waiving of the 401k penalties and whatnot on another live. But just know that you guys need to make sure that you compare what you reported versus what they're saying on that documentation, and raise your hand. Don't just assume that they are correct, because they've been known to be wrong. Yes, they have been known to be wrong, and they can be. So that's what I wanted to cover today. Let me see if I have any questions over here. I don't have any questions, but hello, Regina. Thank you so much for all your support, coming out and helping, and just adding value to what I'm over here talking about. But listen, you guys, as I wrap up, because I wanted to just jump on here really briefly tonight, please know that the deadline for filing your taxes, if you have not already filed your 2019 tax return, is approaching, and you don't want to miss that deadline. They gave us an extra 3 months. That means that we as tax professionals had an extra 3 months to build and talk with you guys and help you guys, and that's what we're here for. So if you haven't had your return done, raise your hand. I'm here to help you. All you need to do is I put a link on the thread, so you can reach out to me if you are ready to get your return done. We are here to serve. We have helped numerous businesses during this pandemic. And let me just say this as I deviate for a moment. For my small businesses out there, I want you guys to know that we opened our doors and we helped you guys. And I am happy. I am thrilled because I was adding up just the other day, 2 days ago. I was sitting here at my desk adding up how much my small business owners have received thus far from Small Business Administration, PPP loans. And I think the number is close to, I think it was like at 2.7, you all. We helped business owners bring an additional 2.7 million back into their business, back into the community to help them thrive, to help them strive. So when I say that I am committed to helping my small business owners, that means you, and that means you if you are watching. We helped them. We helped them complete the applications. And now it's time for you guys, if you've got those loans, if you've got those PPP loans, you've got those EIDL loans, now it's time for you guys to put things into place. Make sure you have payroll set up correctly. Make sure that you have a professional on staff with you, someone that is managing your books, doing the bookkeeping, doing the accounting, making sure that they're holding you accountable and you're not spending that money outside of the terms of the loan doc that you signed. Okay. So make sure, if you need assistance, we provide accounting services as well as tax preparation. So for those of you that haven't had your taxes, make sure you raise your hand, reach out to us. We're here to assist. And for those of you that got your loans, you've gotten your grants. The grants are free money, but the loans, whether it's the PPP or whether it's the EIDL, EIDL loan, you know that there are certain things that you must abide by. We at My Financial Home, my team and I, we are here to serve you, here to help you, here to keep you compliant so that you don't get caught with your pants down, as I like to say. So until my next live, you all have an awesome and amazing night. I can't wait to chat with you on my next live. Take care. Connect with me. If you need help, make sure you reach out. All right. Have a great night.